Hey there. Sorry about the noise. Seems to be a lot of traffic today. It's a really nice day. All right, so this is another update on EMDR. What is the date today? Today's the 25th. So tomorrow will be the 11th anniversary of my father passing away. And the last time I saw him was Father's Day, a few days before that. And actually this year, the dates line up. Like Father's Day was on the 20th, and then the day that he passed away was on the 26th, and so it was a Saturday. So it's like the calendar lines up this year. So anyways, I decided that this is something that I should deal with in EMDR because it's something that I feel was another thing that I felt tremendous guilt about, that is weighing me down. And what it was so on the Father's Day, the last day that I saw my father alive, in 2010, it was also my husband's first Father's Day, and our son was 9 months old. And so we were here seeing my father. We came probably, I think, either on the Friday or the Saturday morning. And then my husband wanted to go back home. He had to go back to teach on the Monday, but so he wanted to head back home on Father's Day so that he could see his father, and have Father's Day with his father and his son, like on his first Father's Day. So we headed back, and I was feeling really sad because I was feeling like I wasn't sure if I was going to see my dad again, and I kind of felt like I should have stayed, like maybe I shouldn't have headed back, but I was, I needed to do that for my husband and my son. And so we headed back to the town where we lived, and then in the middle of the week, say like on maybe the Tuesday or the Wednesday or something like that, my mother phoned me and said that my dad was asking for me and my son. And so she was wondering if we could come back, and so I totally would have, like, it would have been no question. I would have packed him up and headed right back, but he had a cold. Like it seemed like every time after we came back from my parents' place, he was always sick. So he had a runny nose, and if I was just going to be traveling with him alone, it was going to be hard to do because he didn't travel that well as it was, because he was, a baby in his first year of life, and he wanted to be held. He didn't want to be in a car seat by himself where he couldn't see his parents and, just be held. So I would stop a lot, when I did travel with him. And so a 4-hour trip turned out to be like 7.5 hours, stuff like that. So I said, well, I need to just wait until he's, he's feeling better. So I said, well, definitely come on Saturday, because then at least we'll both be there. So we were sleeping Friday night. And so it was like in the middle of the night Saturday, I got a phone call, and it was my mom. And she told me that my dad passed away. So I didn't get back in time to see him. And so all these years I've been holding on to this guilt, because right away, like I phoned my sister, the golden child sister, who I was close with at the time, and I was crying and crying to her, saying, do you think that I hurt Dad? I'm so afraid that I hurt his feelings and I made him feel bad before he died. Like that's not what I wanted. Like I wanted him to know how much I loved him, and that's what I was able to tell him and show him on the last Father's Day, that I saw him. But I kept asking her. I asked her more than one time, on different occasions, and then finally she told me, well, yeah, probably, Yeah, probably did. Which made me feel even more, you know, horrible. So I took this to my EMDR therapist because this guilt has been weighing me down. And every time before Father's Day, just like before Mother's Day, it starts before Mother's Day and it goes all the way until, after Father's Day. And I would just couldn't wait for the day to be over. Like, I'm supposed to be celebrating my husband and, like helping my son, like celebrate him. And I just couldn't wait for the day to be over, and I would just be triggered and just irritable, and and so that's what it's been like for my husband for the past 10 Father's Day, or 9 or whatever. But anyways, so my like I felt like I was a bad daughter. That everybody thought, my dad or my mom, probably my mom more, but like I kind of feel like my dad understood because he cared about us and he cared about my son. And if he was sick, he wouldn't want him to be, dragged into the car and traveling while he was feeling miserable already, right? I know that he would feel that way, but I didn't allow myself to see that before. I could only just feel the guilt, and so so we worked on this in EMDR, and we turned "I'm a bad daughter" into I couldn't have known, and I accept myself for that. And I really couldn't have known. I couldn't have known that he was going to go when he did. I couldn't have known that we wouldn't have made it back in time. I couldn't have known that Father's Day was the last day that I was going to see him. And that's also during that session that I realized that he understood. He didn't hold that against me. That he understood me because he loved that little baby, and and in a way, I'm glad I wasn't there when he went, because I don't think I could handle that. So I got to say my goodbyes, I said goodbye to him in my own way, and I didn't need to be there when he passed away. So this Father's Day, so the session was on May 27th, so this is even before like Father's Day. So leading up to Father's Day, I wasn't triggered. Father's Day, I wasn't triggered. My husband said it was the best Father's Day he's ever had. And that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping to release, the emotional hold that had over me, and the weight that I took on of the whole, like, just punishing myself all those years for not making it back to see him. But things happened the way they did, and we couldn't have known, and I'm fine with that now. Like, I'm literally accept that, like, I don't feel guilty anymore. And like I said, my husband said he had the best Father's Day ever, so that's, and I wasn't, I can't tell you enough how many times when a memory has been desensitized or a trigger has been desensitized, just how amazing it feels. It's like magic, because it's gone like that. Like within an hour and 20 minutes, my life changed, So yeah, so that was a very successful EMDR session, and that's all I have to report for that one. I'm hoping that going forward, Mother's Day can be that way. Christmas, birthdays, we'll see. My father's birthday is coming up in July. Well, like I said, tomorrow is the anniversary of his death, but I don't feel like that tremendous guilt anymore anyway that I took on. So that is amazing. And yeah, so that's about all for that one. Take it easy. Peace and love.